Sorry, y'all. It's the weekend.
Well, my sink is shining, but I'm not whining, I'm flying. I'm just a baby stepping in, I'm not obsessing, I'm flying. I got my list of things to do, and I'm ready for action in my lace-up shoes. Well, I'm no martyr, I'm just working smarter, I'm flying. Well, these piles of clutter could be blessing others, so I'm flying. And while I'm flinging, you can hear me singing, I'm flying. I help my friends and family, but with routines in place, I still have time for me. I can get things done while I'm having fun, 'cause I'm system, have you heard the news? You can start today, I found a better way. I'm flying, yes I'm
Wow. It's 111 people in here. Yesterday we had 111 shares. This is just a good number. I like that number. It's my birthday. January the 11th is my birthday. So that is my favorite number. Well, this morning I've been really busy. I got to talk to my best friend in the whole world, Leanne, this morning, and we haven't talked in several weeks, probably months, but we don't have to talk every day to know that we're there for each other. And she had an epiphanal dream last night, and I had one this early morning, and we put our dreams together, and and we're trying to figure out, well, I think I got it figured out, because I always like to stay a little bit ahead of time. I'm working on the next 2 weeks on our website, and she has an idea and I have an idea. Well, let me tell you about her dream. And her dream was that I was sitting in this chair and she was sitting on a footstool right beside me, which I have a footstool right beside me here. And she said, I stood up and she stood up, and we were our exact right weight for our height. Imagine that. I think for me, that's like 130 pounds. That means I've got to lose 130 pounds. Anyway. And she's taller than I am. So that was her little epiphany this morning. Well, mine was a scary dream. And it was a scary dream about me playing with fire. Yep, you heard me right. Playing with fire. And I had filled my trunk up with gas, and I had put this long tail coming out of my trunk, and I was driving around with that lit on fire. Now, isn't that an epiphany in its own right? So what is the fire I'm playing with? It's my weight. It's what I'm putting in my mouth. So, our epiphany today, when we put our two dreams together, is that it's time, everybody, and we're going to start this June 1st, but we're going to go through our book, Body Clutter. Now, last year when I was working on this book, she had the idea to do an amazing thing, and I couldn't help her with it at all because I was trying to finish up this book and do the revisions and things. And so she had the idea that we would redo this book. Well, nobody wanted to buy it because there's so many diet books out there. This is not a diet book. So she came up with a revision for every chapter of the things that we've learned since this book was published in 2005. And we have learned a lot. We have learned so much that we're teaching people how to eat differently for themselves. It's finding that balance. So much so that my nephew Ben in prison has got a team of people there that he's working with, and they're all losing weight. They're all losing weight. And Ben's lost 30 pounds. So there's not a new book coming soon, but Leanne is going to put together the revisions and get them on Amazon, where you can they'll print it out and send it to you. So she's working on that this weekend. We have a body clutter control journal on our website that you can download that goes along with this book. And Leanne's revisions and this book and the body clutter control journal and the low carb way of eating, low carb book of Leanne's. I don't know if it's still on Amazon. Somebody look. Leanne, see if you can find a link for it. Her low carb menu mailer is how bacon is not out. Nope. Bacon. Now you can't have a whole pound of bacon, but you can have bacon. So there are some great things we can do. So come June 1, June 1st is going to be our first day to jump into our body clutter. We're going to give ourselves 2 weeks to kind of get our head wrapped around eating low carb again, because bacon is low carb. Wow, is it ever. So there we go. We're in June 1, which is our month for drinking our water, because without the water, the weight doesn't come off. If you don't drink your water every day, the weight doesn't leave. It really doesn't. I've charted it for years. So, come June 1st, and Leanne will have her stuff up on Amazon by June 1st, and we will tackle this book together and tackle our body clutter together. Leanne and I are going to talk every day. We might even talk here on Facebook Live and share all the stuff with you that we're going through. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And you're going to love doing this with us. And we're going to learn how to eat low carb. And we're going to learn how to move a little more. We're moving this month, but that's why we're getting started. So get this book ordered. It's on our website. It's also on Amazon. And get it coming. And we have the download for the Body Clutter Control Journal on our website. You can do this. We are going to do this together. So, Today is we did the 16th yesterday. I have to look at the calendar. Here I'm going again. It's May. I don't have a calendar open in here. February. May. Today's the 17th. So let's go to 17 in our Chaos to Clean book. Day 19, 16. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Brian Russ is sick this morning. He has a bad cold and stuffed up nose. He said to me this morning, he said, I can handle cancer better than I can handle a stuffy nose. Poor guys. But I know how it is. I was sick for 3 weeks. Couldn't even go to my sister's wedding. Day 17. Establish a bedtime. Imagine that. Establish a bedtime. Put it in your before bed routine. You need 8 hours each night. I got 8 hours last night. Woke up at 9:15. I went to bed at 1 a.m. again because the cat wouldn't come in. Kept waiting for the cat. Kept waiting. Robert ended up having to get up in the middle of the night and let the cat in. So getting our sleep keeps our body from messing with our metabolism. When we get our sleep, we're not stressed. Our body's not stressed from lack of sleep. So let's get our sleep. And there's an essay about, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? And the quote for today is, taking time for yourself not only blesses you, but it also blesses your family. So getting plenty of sleep. Now let me tell you how I get sleep. I wear earplugs at night. I have a sweet darling that's in the bed beside me. If something happens, he will wake me up. Just a touch wakes me up. If he's not home, which is rare, I think I've spent 2 nights alone in this house since we've been married in 23 years because we're together 24/7. With wearing earplugs, I don't hear every little noise. I have acute hearing, and it really changes my whole sleeping pattern. It changed my whole sleeping pattern when I started wearing these earplugs, and it helps me. It really does help me. I don't know why my hair is parting in the middle. That's a little better. Anyway, so we're going to get through this book. There it is. This book, the rest of this month. We're going to start Body Clutter next month. So you can start working your way into eating better and try to get a salad in you every day. We need green leafy vegetables. We need green vegetables. I was talking to Ben the other day. He's in prison. They have awful food in prison. So if you know somebody that's in prison, send them some money so they can get some halfway decent stuff out of the commissary. But what they feed people in prison, I don't know how it sustains them. I just don't know how it sustains them. And so I send him a little money so he can get some buffalo chicken and some little packets of meat stuff because they have terrible food in prison. You know, if you want somebody to change their whole way of life, you have to feed them well. We have to feed ourselves well. So he said, Aunt Marla, they got something new in the commissary. And I said, what? And he said, they got a 14-ounce packet of green beans. And he said, I don't know about green beans. What do I do with green beans? I said, we go to this German restaurant. And they use green beans, cold green beans, crispy, cold, cooked green beans as a salad. So you could put a little bit of mayonnaise. They got packets of mayonnaise. So he put a little bit of mayonnaise in his green beans and stirred them up. I do this with English peas too, but they're a little bit too sweet for a low carb diet. But he does it with green beans. You can do it with broccoli. You can make a broccoli salad. But he stirred in some jalapenos. He makes a relish. He gets pickle juice. And he cuts up onions and peppers. Don't ask me how he gets onion and peppers. I think it's black market stuff in prison. But he cuts up onions and peppers and puts them in this pickle juice and turns it into a relish. And he put that in his green beans with some bacon bits. And he says the best thing he's ever made. So, cucumber, oh yeah, I've been craving cucumbers lately. So even in prison, he has learned to fix things, and he's lost 30 pounds. And so for his birthday, he had a new belt made, and I got to pay for it. But his belt was way too big. So I'm really proud of him. And the dreams that Leanne and I had were sort of wake-up calls, and we all need a wake-up call. In fact, and in this book, let me go back to day 17. There was a testimonial called Wake Up Call. Let me see if I can read this to you. It's awfully... I have subscribed to your messages for a long time. If you're not getting our messages, you're missing out. You're missing out. For a long time, and while there are still many aspects of the program that I have to incorporate, my life has improved immeasurably because of the changes you have inspired. One thing that I have been able to do consistently is get to bed at a decent hour every night. As of today, however, that has changed. I can't imagine what that is. Since I often stay up until the wee hours, I'm frequently sleepy during the day, especially while driving. That's a no-no. I have, let's see where we are now. Hold on a second. I'm trying to do something with my magic wand. Okay. I lost my place. While driving, I have known for a long time that someday it would get me in trouble. This morning, while driving with my 6-year-old in the car, I dozed off long enough to run off the road on the other side from where I was driving. Oh, that's awful. I woke up just in time to avoid hitting a wooden fence, and I was able to get back onto the road without further incident. I pulled over, checked the car for damage, and when I got back into the car, my son said, "Let's not do that again." Kids are so cute. I cannot emphasize enough how lucky I am. Although I was driving 55 miles per hour, I was on a very uncrowded rural road. I'll probably need a front end alignment, but other than that, my car is undamaged. Most importantly, my son was unhurt and not frightened because he didn't really know what happened. I was also not hurt, and I consider the fact that I was terribly shaken by the event to be a tremendous gift. Beginning tonight, I will be going to bed at a decent hour no matter what remains to be done and how much I like and need for some time to myself. See, that's our excuse. We think we need a little more time. Just a little more. That's our perfectionism. I may even get a little car-shaped charm to wear so that every time I'm tempted to stay up too late, I can be reminded of my near miss. I don't ever want to forget how awful that was and how fortunate I am. Thank you for everything that you do and for all that you do for babies out there. And for getting me the tools and the mindset to turn my bad experience into something that will actually benefit me and my family greatly. Love, a very lucky Central New York flybaby. See, blessings can come out of stuff like this. When you get a wake-up call, kind of like me dreaming of fire, playing with fire. I mean, just look at this. Leanne saying we stood up and we were both our right size. That's faith right there. Seeing yourself the size you're supposed to be. I don't even know what that is anymore. It's probably a size 12 or 14. I don't know. But guess what? We're going to start on Body Clutter. We're going to start thinking about it, getting our mindset around it. Our start date is June 1st. June 1st. So get your book. Get some good food in the house. Because we're going to change the way we eat. We're going to add a salad to our I've already been doing that. I have had 3 or 4 salads this week. Just because I was craving them. That means your body's wanting them. And when you're craving something, like I'm craving cucumbers. For what reason? Cucumbers. I may make a big Rubbermaid bowl full of cucumbers and onions and vinegar. Just to have for snacks. Think about that. Wonderful snacks in your refrigerator. I'm loving this salad stuff. So let's get some more salads in our life. Let's get some healthy snacks in the house. And I mean protein, nuts, not dried fruits either, nuts. Now, Robert and I like to roast nuts, and there's a YouTube video on how to roast pecans in your oven and not ruin them. And it's real simple. You take 6 cups of pecans, and we use a pizza pan, a dark pizza pan. And we spread them out on the pizza pan, turn the oven on 300 degrees, and cook them for 20 minutes. We take them out. Then we stir them, put them back in the oven for another 20 minutes at 300 degrees. Timer goes off. We turn the oven off and let them coast for 20 minutes. So it takes an hour. And they're good. They're just amazing. They're not burnt. They're roasted. And he has done some with some salt on them, but they're still absolutely wonderful. Wonderful. You can't use melon and mint jelly. That's too much sweet. But I'm going to put some, I'm going to get some nuts in my diet. Leanne and I used to eat 10 almonds a day. But I like pecans better than almonds. So get some nuts in your diet because that keeps the plumbing moving. You need some roughage, and nuts do that. Not grains, nuts. Even Robert, when he eats cereal in the morning, half of it is nuts. He crumbles up roasted nuts in his cereal, and he has like one tiny 1/3 cup of his cereal, which is full of chia seeds and all kinds of stuff. But I don't eat that stuff. But he likes it. And half of his cereal is nuts. Imagine that. So everybody, we're going to have some fun this next month. tomorrow, next week we are in our master bedrooms, and let's get our bedrooms clean. This is the place where we sleep each night. This is a wonderful place for us, and we need to get it clean, to get it feeling clean, and so that you can rest well. If you have a lot of dog hair and stuff in your bedroom, you need to get it cleaned up, because those are allergens, and let's just get them out of our bedrooms. We're going to have some fun this next month. And a lot of the balsamic vinegar that you like has got a lot of sugar in it. A lot of sugar. So get you some good olive oil. You know who the olive oil people are. Please share our videos. Share our videos. It's amazing. Y'all shared like crazy yesterday. Let's see. Let's play another song. I can't do honey. Honey's still a carb. It is still a carb. It doesn't matter if it's all natural. It's still too much sweet. Too much sweet. Read the labels. We have a whole chapter in Body Clutter on how to read labels. And maybe you want to get a carb counter book, a little tiny carb counter book. But it's online, and there's apps for your cell phone too. Apples are even too much carbs for me. Half an apple has 13 carbs. Well, Susan, you were right where Ben is. Okay. Let's see what song we're going to play. We're in the last day in our bathroom. But I think let's do the Swish and Swipe song. This is the last day in our bathroom, our main bathrooms. Who are the olive oil people? If Liz can find the link that went out right before Mother's Day, I sent a link out about the olive oil people. They are amazing folks. I don't have it right in front of me. So let's do the Swish and Swipe song. Let's get our bath. If you haven't swished and swiped your bathroom, let's do that. And then I'll come back there and we'll have some final thoughts. I'm quoting people. Final thoughts when we get back in here. That's not the song I want to do. I want to do swishing and swiping. Here we go. Uh-oh. It's went off again. I run my mouth too much.
I'm
Swiping.
But you won't hear me griping, 'cause I'm blessing my house.
No griping.
I really dig it, I get it. It only takes a minute to keep my house looking this way. And you should see me move when I'm getting in my groove with a can-do attitude, or I fly so high when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me rapping, 'cause I'm blessing my house today. That's right. I've made it a habit. There's nothing hard about it. Just 15 minutes a day. I'm cleaning and flinging. I do my quick routines, and I soon be able to play. You should see me smile when I'm sprucing up this title. Only takes a little while and I'm done. It's fun when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me griping, 'cause I'm blessing my house today. Here we go now. Swish and swipe.
Yippee skippy. Okay, so here's some final thoughts. We get addicted to a lot of things. We're addictive personalities. We really are. We're perfectionists. That is an addictive personality. And for me, I realized pasta is my addiction. I can't eat pasta. I can't have pasta in my house. It is really difficult for me to be around pasta. It just is. So we have to figure out what it is that is our trigger food. Here we go with triggers again. What is your trigger food? Now, when many years ago, I went to a 12-step program for Overeaters Anonymous. Overeaters Anonymous. And it made so much sense to me because it's the only thing that had ever worked is addressing the fact that you were addicted to something. And if you're addicted to food, what are you going to do? You can't just stop eating. Well, you can fast. And I have fasted for 3 weeks, only eating clear soups and water. But knowing what your addiction is going to help you to stay clear of that. And you've just got to redirect your mind. You've just got to redirect your mind. It doesn't even matter if it's gluten-free pasta. It's still pasta, folks. You're not getting it. Even gluten-free pasta. I have a friend, Jimmy Moore. He's been on the show with me before. He's did a radio show with me. Gluten-free, just as gluten-free, it's still got carbs in it. And your blood sugar goes up with it. So carbs are carbs. Carbs turn into sugar. Carbs turn into sugar. You can't buy stuff like Rice Krispie treats and that sort of thing. Now, you can get this spiralized thing and you can make vegetable pasta, and it works. It really does work. It looks like a big pencil sharpener for a zucchini, and it's a great thing. But don't do carrots. They're too sweet. Root vegetables are way too many carbs for us. So we have to learn to spaghetti squashes. And I saw a good recipe for spaghetti squash that you cook in your crock pot. Cook in your crock pot. You slice up a spaghetti squash in half, take the seeds out, lay them face side down in your crock pot. But get this. And then pour your spaghetti sauce over the top of it. And the squash cooks, and then you just spoon out your spaghetti squash and go for it. Well, other nightshade veggies are peppers, eggplants. These are all nightshades. Potatoes are all nightshades, and they can cause inflammation. But what I've noticed when I go on a low-carb diet, all of my rings fit again. Everything fits. The swelling goes away. And I've been doing pretty much a lot of low carb. I don't have a lot of swelling. I don't have any ankle swelling. Popcorn is carbs. So you can use cauliflower to make my faux mashed potatoes. Gluten-free is for people who have celiac disease. Y'all, we're going to have to educate you. I like salt. And when I go on low carb, there's a book called Why We Get Fat that I learned that when you keep your insulin levels down, your body wants to push out potassium. And when you get, leg cramps and stuff, your potassium's low. And that way you can eat a little more salt. You may need more fat. Yep. Patty's, we are all learning how to change the way we think about food. So my final thoughts are, if we don't take care of ourselves, who will? We're playing with fire. Playing with fire. So let's get rid of the things in our diet that are this fire, that sets our gut on fire. It sets our sugar on fire. You can have butter. Real butter, not fake butter. I love Carrie's Gold butter. I buy it by 20 pounds at a time. Bananas are great for leg cramps. Yeah, but guess what? They have a lot of carbs in them. A lot of carbs. Now, please share our video. Everybody, it's just been wonderful what y'all have been doing. I've been so proud of you for doing all this. Let me remind you, pink rags, we got 1/4 of what we had. We only have 1/4 left because y'all have bought them all. And you got to get them now because we won't have another shipment until June. So buy up these. They're $10 a pack for 12. Get your Body Clutter book and your Chaos to Clean book because this is going to help you jump start anytime you want to. And then Office in a Bags are half price. Half price. So you can put your Body Clutter Control Journal in one. We're going to have some fun in the next 6 weeks. I'm going to be talking about it a little bit to get us geared up to jump on. And I drink my coffee every morning. I love my coffee. I don't put Carrie's Gold in it. Justin does. He drinks bulletproof coffee. Carrie's Gold and coconut oil, and he fizzes it together, and he drinks bulletproof coffee. Well, y'all, remember all our stuff we got going on. Oh, and we have half price sale on our mop, the handle, and 2 chenille mop cloths. Where are they? 2 of these. Get this half price. You're never going to see this again. Half price on our mop. And that means the handle is half price. It's $6. Well, I don't know why you couldn't do bulletproof tea. I'm watching your comments. So y'all, I used to have 2 teaspoons, 2 heaping teaspoons of sugar in my coffee every morning. You want to know how I weaned myself off that sugar? Here's how I did it. It was the act of dumping 2 spoons in my coffee. And I'd put cream in it too. Cream's not a problem if it's whole cream. Not half and half. It's got carbs in it. But whole cream. So I would put these 2 spoons, and I changed the size of the spoon. I went to a smaller spoon, and then I went to a level spoon, and then I went to an even smaller spoon. You know, they make things like salt spoons and that sort of thing. I kept getting in a smaller and a smaller and a smaller spoon until I was putting in this much sugar, this much sugar. And then I didn't need it anymore. I weaned myself off of the sugar. We're addicted. Yes, Splenda's bad. Any fake sugar is bad. You can get addicted to that too. You've got to change your taste buds. You have to change your taste buds. We can do this. Justin says with his bulletproof coffee, he doesn't even need chapstick all day long. Splenda, stevia. Don't get away from sugar. Yeah, Robert used to say I made pudding out of my coffee. Well, we don't want pudding in our coffee. We need coffee because we like coffee. And I drink really strong coffee. And I drink strong coffee every day. And chocolate's good too. It's got to be really, it's got to be a lot of chocolate in the bar. And it can be only one little square is 6 grams of carbs. But it's got to be good chocolate because you don't want to waste those carbs on anything. It took me about a year for the taste buds to change to where I don't even want it anymore. Don't even want it. Well, stevia is still sweet. You're teasing your taste buds. And when you tease your taste buds with something that's sweet, it's going to cause your blood sugar to go up. And when your blood sugar goes up, insulin has to come out and fight it, whether there's sugar there or not. You understand this? It's a fake insulin. It's fake, but the insulin still comes out. And when the insulin comes out, this is what I learned from Why We Get Fat, this book, that when the insulin comes out, everything you eat gets stored in Body Clutter. And there you have it. What's my fizzy drink trick? Robert has these Soda Stream. He loves his Soda Stream. So he puts water in it and he puts carbon dioxide into the water. So it makes it fizzy. And then he puts lime juice in it. Plain old lime juice. It's key lime juice. He gets a bottle at the grocery store and he squirts, and it's like you're having a margarita, but it's not a margarita. It's lime juice in fizz water. That book changed. Leanne gave me that book, and Why We Get Fat changed my life on how I see things. I know now why low carb works. So you can't play games with your head with fake sugar. People get addicted to Diet Coke. They get addicted to Diet Coke, and their blood sugar goes crazy, and they gain even more weight. A key lime tree in your garden. How sweet is that? You got to make sure that the sparkling water doesn't have any carbs in it. And that stuff's expensive. But one Soda Stream, you can buy it for little or nothing, and you buy the cartridges for it, and you make your own fizz water. Sometimes berries can be a little bit too sweet, but if you only put 1 cube, I like to take, if you want to get some berries in you, but they're still too sweet, you could freeze some raspberries and blackberries, they all have some great stuff for you, but you have to be careful. You have to keep it small. Keep it small. I mean, look and see what a half a cup of raspberries has. You make ice cubes out of it. Don't get addicted to Diet Cokes. It's not good. Don't change over. Don't change over. Okay, y'all. I will see you tomorrow. Start thinking about what we can do. Little changes we can make. We're going to do this we're going to baby step our way through our body clutter and maybe baby step it out the door. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Now you can put a mint leaf in your tea. There's little things like that. You can add some flavor. But getting rid of the sodas is going to change your whole life. Leanne and I got rid of sodas 20 years ago. Practically 20 years ago, we did away with sodas in our life. I have strong bones. And when you drink sodas, it leaches the calcium out of your bones. When you get to be my age, you need calcium. You need strong bones. I'm reading all your comments. Y'all are ready for this. I can tell. You're really ready to get started on this. Give Leanne a big shout out because she's the one that called me this morning and said, I dreamed. We stood up and we were our size that we're supposed to be. And Leanne and I have seen each other lots of sizes. How did you do away with soda? I just quit drinking them. That was cold turkey, pretty much cold turkey. If I'm going to drink a soda, say I'm sick and I want a ginger ale, I have some little tiny ginger ales, but they have sugar in them. But when you're sick, you want something that's going to settle your stomach. So I have some ginger ales, but I may only drink 1 or 2 a year. And they're little 6 ounces. So show Leanne some love. Give her some hearts for getting me started on this track today. Because I've been playing with fire. And it's time for us to stop playing with fire and deal with it. Let's just deal with it. So I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. And maybe Brian... Russ will be better and we can have him on next week. See you later. Bye. And please share, everybody. Please share this video because y'all did good yesterday. 111 shares. Keep it up.